The large institutions, sometimes known as research institutions, are the University of Victoria, UVic, SFU, and UBC. In contrast to the smaller and medium post-secondary schools, these will have more admission requirements, cost more, have bigger class sizes. First and second year classes can have 500 students, and focus on longer education. Here you will find plenty of bachelor degrees in arts, science, and business, plus master's degrees and the PhD. Unlike for the smaller places, admission averages are considered. Overall, these tend to run from the mid to high 80s, but there can be exceptions. UBC's Okanagan campus is also easier to get into than their Vancouver campus. UBC combines consideration of students' averages with their personal profile, a supplementary part to the application, which I'll talk more about later. Application fees run upwards of $65. Important deadlines to remember are February 28th for UVic and SFU. UBC's is earlier, January 31st, unless you want to be considered for their major entrance scholarship. Simply submit your UBC application by December 10th, and you will automatically be considered for that scholarship. These large institutions will be looking at both grade 11 subjects and grade 12 subjects, although they use only grade 12 for the admission averages. The required grade 11 subjects are the following. English. It is possible for a student who takes communications one day to end up at UBC, but this will not happen directly from Delview. It will take more time. Math. Which kind depends on what faculty you apply to. The faculties of science and business want pre-calculus. If you're headed for arts, foundations is fine. In fact, it's designed for art students. Please note that although we're looking at grade 11 subjects, if your math choice is foundations, for UBC that must be foundations 12. A second language is also necessary, and only SFU will accept a beginner's language. You can choose any Science 11 unless you're applying to the Faculty of Science. In that case, you must have chemistry and physics. And SFU will accept comparative civilizations for a social studies requirement, but UBC will not. It must be Social Studies 11. At the grade 12 level, requirements vary according to the faculty you choose. I'm most commonly asked about the faculties of arts, business, and science, but there are other faculties available. Arts affords the simplest way into a university with the basic formula of English 12 plus 3 other approved grade 12 subjects. If your choice is business, the criteria are narrowed a little bit. English 12 plus pre-calculus plus 2 other approved grade 12 subjects. Science is the most restrictive of all. English plus pre-calculus plus 2 approved grade 12 sciences. Please note that UBC will allow 1 science and 1 other approved grade 12 subject. A few more words about English and math requirements. SFU's absolute minimum requirement for English is 60%. However, because they have mandatory writing courses, W courses, as part of their degrees, if you achieve 75% as your final blended English mark, you can enroll directly into those W courses. If you get between 60% and 75%, you can still be accepted by SFU, but you will have to take a prerequisite course before going into the W course. Similarly for their math, they have mandatory quantitative courses, Q courses, as part of their degrees. 60% is the minimum math requirement for admission to SFU, but if you can get 70%, you can enroll directly in the Q courses. Getting the higher mark just saves you time and money. UBC specifies only about English, not math. They need a minimum of 70%, course grade or blended grade, whichever is higher, but please note, if there is a big difference, 20% or more, between the English 12 course and the provincial exam grade, UBC reserves the right to use the exam grade only. Earlier, I mentioned the personal profile as part of UBC's application. The personal profile taps into whatever else a student has to offer besides good grades. Students will have to provide short answers from 50 to 200 words to questions about leadership, academic achievements, sports, creative and performing arts, and any kind of paid or volunteer work. You don't have to be adept in all these areas. UBC has emphasized over and over that they are looking for people who learn from their experiences and can articulate their thoughts about what they've learned. Also, new this year is a video component for applicants to Commerce, the Sauder School of Business. If Commerce is one of your UBC choices, you will be directed to answer 2 questions via video. They walk you through the process of testing your recording equipment and practicing mock questions. But once you begin the actual recording, you have only one shot. It is meant to be similar to a live job interview. UBC has put online a video of their own to explain the personal profile. Googling UBC personal profile will bring it up. It's about 3 minutes long. In order to make offers as early as possible, the large universities require that you self-report your marks. Self-reporting is mandatory. UBC goes so far as to say that if you don't self-report, you will not be considered for admission. Use marks that appear on your report card or ministry transcript. The schools have different self-reporting periods as listed on the slide. It is possible to update your marks during these periods. ApplyBC.ca is a sort of gateway website that you can use if you're applying to any BC post-secondary institution other than UVic. You must go directly through UVic's own system. Always apply to more than one place so you have a backup. To use ApplyBC, you must create an account with them. They will ask for all the basic information you would have to give every school, your name, address, educational history, etc. Once that's complete, and it is possible to save and return to it in progress, you will be shifted over to the actual school you're applying to and have to select only the programs specific to that school. When you're ready to apply to another school, open your ApplyBC account, choose that second school, and pick the programs you want with them. You will need your personal education number, the 9-digit PEN, and a credit card so you can pay for your application right away. The Post-Secondary Institutions PSI Choices form is accessed online through the same government website you use to view provincial exam results. The PSI Choices form is very important. It enables you to give your permission to the Ministry of Education to upload your transcripts electronically and send them to the schools of your choice. If you don't do this, then the schools won't have that information when they need it, and this could jeopardize your acceptance. If you want to go through the process with Ms. Dirksen or have a problem with it, come to the Career Center.